Okay, we're getting ready for the opening pool of this pivotal Game 5 in the regular season here. 2, 1, and 3 teams, which sounds sort of a low number of wins, obviously. But they're both in playoff position still at this point. It's the team ahead of them, the Philadelphia Spinners, are 2-2, and Boston at 4-0. And right now the Spinners tonight are playing up in Boston. And if they lose, they'll be 2-3, and the winner of this game will also be 2-3. So this is a pivotal match here, and a kind of chilly and overcast night here at the Union City High School and Roosevelt Stadium here in northern New Jersey, with a view of the Empire State Building behind us. I'm here. It's Tony Leonardo here with Adam Stern. Adam, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm pretty excited to be here today. It's going to be an exciting game. I think there's going to be a lot of hucks. I think there's going to be some big Ds. It's going to be a good game.
Yeah, we've got two teams here that are not. This is the first time they've matched up. Actually, they're familiar. These players are familiar with each other, of course, from city matchups in the past. But in MLU, this is their first time they will have played together against each other.
Yeah, they were supposed to meet up last week. Game got rained out. Both teams were supposed to have doubleheaders last week.
And here's the opening pull from DC Current, pulling down to New York Rumble with their lineup of Heyman out there. It just looks like Avergan's going to pick up the disc. Avergan's looking for Mazer. Mazer's the main man for the the lefty. Almost gets trapped down there by DC, but he gets to Heyman. Heyman's got fast with the disc right here. Gets to Terry, who's one of their main. I'm sorry, to Gillis. Gillis wants a deep shot. He's got Nalati. It's going to hang left perfectly for him. Nalati's in position for them. It's a nice little edge throw. Mazer with the disc now, looking for a score, and he's going to have it to Terry. All right, here's the pull from New York, up 1-0 for the first time this season against DC Current. Here we go with Kolick with the disc. We know Alan Kolick is a major player for these guys. He wants Keegan number 2 there, but Keegan's going to have to come back, so he swings it over to the side. That's to Bellinger, who's going to be a main. And Keegan's got the disc now. Keegan looks upfield. This looks pretty easy for them so far. Let's see if they can get a score here. Swings it back over to Keegan. Swings it back out to the side. He's got a wide open man. That's Bellinger. Bellinger through the center. Lefty shot, but it's a little low. They only have layout.
Left it out a little too far.
Sean McComb there with the attempt into the end zone, and it just drifted too far to the turf. And Ross Littauer for New York Rumble will pick up the turnover and try to get it moving right away. And he does. He finds Markin Kuzmowicz in the middle to smash Joe Anderson in the center now, who gets it to Littauer, but that's going to be too far for Ross to get to. A little miscommunication on the timing there. Let's see if DC can take advantage and their offense can score. Swings it to Kolick. Kolick, the lefty, of course. He's got some really buttery throws out there. That one looked like he laid a little too far, but Hazara able to pick it off the turf. Oh, and there it is. The goal.
Able to capitalize on the short porch that New York left them.
Okay, it's 1-1. And here's the pull from the Washington, D.C. Current to New York. And Christopher Mazer, as expected, with the disc. Webster McBride there in the middle. Gets it to Heyman. There, again, nice little horizontal stack. Finds Hunt Alcott, who's on the field for the first time. He was injured earlier this season. He's got a wide open Gillis. Gillis wants another edge throw. Faust, I'm sorry. And Faust again does put that edge throw to Heyman. Heyman able to get to it. Nice put by Faust.
Yeah, Faust really knifing that one in there, Dan Heyman. And it's nice to see Hunt out there. A few new players for the Rumble going to be out there today.
Yeah, we'll talk about that when we come back in for the next one, but a lot of new faces out there for the New York team. Okay, we're coming back in. Lucas Murphy with the pull. I made a mistake. Last point for DC. It was Calvin Ong with the throw to Sean Keegan for the goal, not Hazara. And we'll see Ong a lot on the offensive points. So here it is with Sean McComb with the disc with the big lefty. There are a lot of lefties on this DC team. Keegan's been all over the place so far still, and he's getting open.
He's not an easy player to shut down.
Kolick with the disc, with the lefty. He wants that. He's got that release. Baker's going to try to get the D on this one, and does it. Rob Baker, banger, with the high sky for the D. Kind of baited that throw a little bit, I want to say.
Yeah, we spoke to DQ earlier today, and he was talking about that matchup that
That's
Rob
right.
Baker going
Wodach.
against
Yeah,
Jeff
Baker on
Wodach
Wodach.
today.
Smash is going to try to give him the bookends. Let's see if Baker can track this down. He should be able to. Really close. It's a goal.
Towing that line, keeping it in the end zone. Rob Baker pulling it down.
Okay, New York stretches it to a 3-1 lead here. 7:07 left to play in the first quarter. Murphy with the pool. Let's see if DC can regroup here. They didn't have as long of a bus ride up to New York as it was the monster trip up to Boston, which was a little bit of a nightmare, as I've heard from the players. Ong with the disc. He wants that throw. He's got it. Was he hit on the wrist? It's hard to say, but should be D'd up here, and it is.
Jonathan Cox coming up with a D.
Cox is a main defender who was on Jeff Graham, the leading goal scorer here in the East, and gets that D on Rob Dulabon, who's an excellent player in his own right. Murphy, 47, Rumble with the disc. Gets it through the middle to Figueroa to McBride. Oh, that's Weitzman. I'm sorry, Weitzman. One of the new faces out here for New York. Lucas trying to find some space. Has to swing it through the middle. Does he get a guy? Yes. Bronner with that layout. Jesse Bronner, another new face. No number on the back of his jersey. To Litauer. Litauer looking. This is a lot of new faces on this D-line. If they score here, this is going to be a great boost for them. No foul call. Ross wanted that. Looks like he's going to get the call after all. Timeout call, I'm sorry. Okay, guys, we're coming back in here. Now, if you noticed, the Coach Kerwanta from New York called a timeout and was able to exchange his entire lineup there. He had a fresh bunch of faces on D. Now he's got Christopher Mazer with the disc. And there's the big rip down to Faust. Faust has got his man, but that's a big... Oh! He can't quite get to it. And Faust just rises up. Almost looked like the disc was tipped. Okay, here's the pull from Wykus. So 4-1, New York is enjoying their most comfortable lead of the season at this point, except for their 2017 win over Philadelphia a couple weeks ago. Last week. Looking for two in a row right here. Wodach with the disc, a main player for DC, has to swing it back to Ong. Ong gets it up to Cranston.
Oh.
Is that Cox with the D there?
Cox coming up with another big D.
Oh, he's stringing it, so they're going to try to reward him, but they got Kolick back there too. Smash is going to have to go up early, but Kolick is there in time.
Smash can't go big enough. Couldn't pull it down.
Kolick was in the right position on that. I don't know if they wanted necessarily to jack it to Cox. Cox would have had the... If Joe's man didn't get in the way, I think Cox had a play on that. Up to Wodach. Wodach got a man deep. Does he want it? No, he kind of puts it in between, and that's going to work out okay, fortunately for DC. That's to Cranston. Cranston drops it back down to Keegan. Keegan's going to rip it deep. He's got Wodach open. Baker's going to have to catch up, but he's going to be tough to get there. Wodach with the sky.
Wodach just had position the whole way. Baker had no shot at that disc. Keegan put that right out in front, and that was it.
So DC takes it. Keegan has got 2 points now, a goal thrown and a goal caught. Wodach with the big sky there. He had position, and Baker tried to catch up and could not. So here's the pull now from Washington, D.C. down to Rumble. Looks like Jody Avergan's going to pick it up. So the pull from Brian Marshall, number 22. So let's see what Kevin Terry's going to do with the disc. That's all right. It's Mazer. Mazer gets it to Avergan. Avergan had a man cutting across the middle. Kevin Terry swings it across wide to him. Instead, Marshall got in quick on him. There's a body contact foul on Marshall.
Expecting some big things from Marshall today. He made some pretty big impact plays against the Spinners a couple weeks ago, so let's look for him to do some big things for the Current today.
Okay, we get it up to Kuzmowicz. Muck, as he's called, gets it to Mazer. He's in throwing position, but he's double teamed downfield, can't find the man. He has to swing it really wide and really far across to Avergan, but that's a good play. Still, the defense is really tight here. I think the Current's putting everything into it. Count's getting up high for Jody. He's going to have to put it quick, but no, the defense gets there instead. Cutting under Ben Faust and getting the D is Ryan Todd. So Todd with the D and Wodach now with the disc. Looks like he's playing both ways. He's got an open man now. Let's see if he can get there in time. Yes, looks like he goes up for the sky.
There's you go, Brian Marshall.
Yeah, there's our man. We were just talking about him. Okay, so two turnovers from DC, but they get both of them back. I'm sorry, they get one break back on their D line, and they get a turnover. So now they close the gap to 4-3 with 3.5 minutes left in the first quarter. Heyman with the disc swings it to Nulati. Nulati looking, he's got a man fell down, but he's back up again. Kevin Terry. Terry looking. He's going to have to get to Mazur. Mazur's heavily guarded, finds him through the middle. Mazur's got an open man now. There, he finally puts it with the edge, though. Let's see if he gets to Gillis. A little too far for Gillis.
Oh. Just out of the reach.
You know what? I think Mazur should have gone to the hammer there, Adam. That would have been able to float in nicely, but...
Hammer, backhand, anything but a blade flick, unfortunately.
So DC now with the chance to tie it up after several miscues from New York. And let's see what their O-line can do in defense on the New York side. And let's see what Schaffner can do with the disc right here. And he rips it deep right away to an open man.
Jonathan Neely.
Neely's got that track down really easily. That was a beautiful throw. Schaffner to a streaking Neely. Dumps it back down to Cranston. Gets it back to Schaffner. Now we know Markham Schaffner can throw that. He's got a hammer look. It's a little too far.
Oh. Just out of the reach.
Well, Rico makes a bid on that. And it was heading for the turf. I'm not too sure how much he could have done with that. We see Big Hazara out there now, number 30 for DC.
It was a good look across field, just a little too far.
Mazur, of course, going to pick up the disc here for DC. Get it up right away to Heyman. He's going to put that throw. You know he's going to put that. He's got his man, and he leads him perfectly. Let's see if Gillis... Oh, what a D!
Ong catching up and gaining ground to get that D.
I think Gillis thought he had more space underneath there, and instead Ong able to hang up just enough, and there wasn't enough body. Gillis didn't body him up enough, and Ong able to make a fantastic D on that. Ong with the disc to Cranston. Rico downfield, but has to swing it. Swings it over to Hazara. Hard-working Hazara is going to swing it out wide, and just gets it to Schaffner. Schaffner wants that rip. He's got a big rip. There's two men here now. Did he put enough on it, though? Whoa, D gets there just in time from Christopher Mazur.
Chip Cobb going up for that one. Wasn't able to bring it down between two Rumble defenders.
Kevin Terry also there. Gets it out to Faust. Faust is going to put it under to Heyman. Heyman's got the disc. Is he going to put it deep? He is. He's got Avergan, who doesn't exactly have the wheels, and it's a little too far anyway. Oh, he toes it. Does he get there? What a bid for Jody Avergan. Wow.
Called out the back.
Called out the back. You know, on a replay, we'd love to see that, but we're not going to be able to get that in this one. Looks like a timeout call from DC to get their legs underneath them, Adam. They're going to need some fresh legs out there.
It's been a long point. I would say this is a good timeout call.
So here's the timeout. Let's see. Of course, they bring Alan Kolick with the disc, as expected. He's got Bellinger off to his swing. He's got Eric Salmi down there on deep. He's got Dulabon, number 21, Salmi, number 61, Sean Keegan, number 2. Wodach going deep off the look, but he swings it right away to Bellinger. Keegan, oh my God, he tries to scuba it. Let's see. There's a late call. There's a late call from the back line judge. He's going to rule out a foul. And this is going to quickly come back in again. No contest from Chris Wykus on the Rumble, and it's a good break for DC. Wodach with the disc. Salmi making the cut. He's going to have to swing it up instead to Kolick. Kolick's with the lefty. He's got a man deep, but he's going to have to swing it back to Salmi. Salmi looking for someone. Back to Kolick. We got 30 seconds left here. Kolick lefties it up to Wodach. Plenty of time here now. 20 seconds with 30 yards to go. But a dump is not going to help them. They want to move this upfield. Wodach with the shot here. Littauer back there. And Wykus goes up early. Littauer looks like he got the D.
Littauer, you rarely see that. Little guy going up and getting the D in the trees.
Ouch. He looks like he came down a little bit wrong on his knee or on his ankle. Lucas Murphy would pick up the
Smash looks too open, though.
There's 9 seconds left. We have a player, looks like starter. Okay, he's going to make that break upfield. He can't find him. Lucas is going to have to IO this.
Doesn't look like it's got the distance,
Not enough
though.
time, yeah. Baker tries to read it. Hazara there for the D. Wodach also there. And the quarter ends 4-3 New York. Okay, here's the pull for starting the second quarter. So we talked about some things of what these teams are wanting to do, and Will Smolinski, who's coaching, the assistant coach here, is in place of Kevin Moldenhauer, who is awaiting his second child. Might be happening right now this weekend down in D.C. So he's not here. And Will was telling me one of the things that this team first had to do was, of course, just to forget about the Boston game, which was last weekend. They had a miserable road trip. The bus was terrible. They did not play well. They did not establish their deep game. And they really feel like this is a team here in New York that they can compete with and that they're focused and ready to compete with. They know the implications of this game. The winner goes to 2-3. The loser drops down to a 1-4, which is pretty far buried in the Eastern right now. They want to shut down Mazur, but we're talking about the offense. They're definitely going to work it through the guys that we see right here with Kolek with the disc, with the big lefty.
That's another one of the key matchups that Coach DQ was talking to us about earlier before this game was Joe Smash trying to take Kolek out of the equation.
Look at that. He just switched over. Joe was guarding Kolek. Kolek went downfield, and Baker took him, and Joe went over to number 3, which is Cranston. So they are doing a little switchy D when needed.
That's the luxury you have when you have two defenders like Joe Smash and Rob Baker. Those two guys can pretty much cover any position on the field.
Ong with the deep throw. Smash is over there. Keegan's there. Cox is there, but he doesn't have the height. Who's going to get there? Smash comes down with the disc. Let's see if they make a call here.
Joe Smash with the big sky.
There is no call. It's a clear disc for Joe Smash. Joe Anderson pulls it down in the sky, and there's the matchup we were just talking about. Smash with the Murphy with the disc. Lefties it. A little too high, maybe? No.
Gets it to Weitzman on the sideline.
I think that might be Jake Herman.
Nope.
Weitzman with the disc then to Murphy. He's got a wide open Baker. See if he finds him. Oh, he got baited in. Baker brought his hand up, but Ong again with the second D of the game, able to bait that throw from Lucas, which again should have been a hammer. Okay, now DC with the disc. Ong is playing a wonderful game already. Ong swings it to Keegan. Keegan up to Bellinger. Bellinger to Salmi. Kolek. Kolek wants to swing to Keegan. Salmi, he's going to have to do something quick here. He drops it over the head of Weitzman. Oh, that swing looked like it was going to go far, but no. Salmi gets it up. Oh, what a layout. Beautiful catch there by Cranston. Able to get down on it. Salmi with the disc. Salmi drops it back down to Ong. Ong swings it to the blind side. To Bellinger. Bellinger to Ong. He's got Kolek wide open here. There should be an easy goal. And the tired legs of New York Rumble are going to cost them a point.
Looks like it might be getting called back.
We're going to look into the referees. We're going to talk about this for a minute. See if there's a pick call or... A lot of tired legs out there. Both teams are putting a lot into this right now, that's for sure.
It's not easy covering a 53.5-yard wide field.
Here's the ruling. It looks like it's going to go back to the thrower. Joe Anderson and Lucas hoping they're getting a break, or instead going to be back in the field. It's back to Ong here at the 35. 25 yards from the goal. Trying to get it to Bellinger. Can't quite get to him. Instead it goes underneath. And there's Kolek. Oh, there's a bid from Weitzman. Too late, and it's a goal.
Sean Keegan getting in there on the break side.
So 4-4. New York has lost its edge. They're up 4-1 at one point. It's been a gritty game. DQ told me earlier that he wasn't afraid for them to win gritty. Win tough, win ugly. He said that's all fine. They don't have to play pretty. They're cool with that.
That's the whole New York mentality. It's all about that grit and grind.
Yep.
Nothing easy.
Doesn't have to be fancy. They know they're not the best team, but if they win, they're the best team on that day. Got a call here, unclear as to what it is. Looks like it's going to walk, because Moich is going to have to walk it back.
Looks like it was a downfield foul on Ben Faust.
And that will walk the disc back 10 yards. Azera guarding Kuzmowicz does find Kevin Terry. Is he going to put it to Faust? Yes, he is. That's a nice put there. Faust has the spacing. Let's see if he boxes out, and he does!
Able to get it over the outstretched arm of Brian Marshall.
Wycus with the pull for New York, up 5-4 now. And DC. Got Kolek on the field, but it looks like the pull goes to, I want to say, Bellinger. He gets it over to Keegan, up to Keegan. They're running out of the vertical stack. There's a huck right off the bat here. Baker's got is pinned back by his man. And Bodich gets that. A nice set play there from DC to break it off right away. And this is the goal shot to Ong, and it's collected. Bellinger to Ong, ties it up in a hurry. Brian Marshall here with the pull for DC. Rips it down. Little medium, decent pull. It's gonna get to the end zone to Webster McBride here. Webster swings it up. Eric Miner there on the D. Guarding Mazer. Oh, pops it up too high. Is Mazer is nope. Heyman can't get to that. So this could be a game. This could be a change of points. Oh, and it gets thrown away again on the other way.
Daniel Cantor coming down with the D and then throws it away, attempting that dump.
It was a little misread. Was miscommunication on both sides right there. After Heyman sort of popped it over the head. Mazer popped it over the head of Heyman. Foul scoopers it up to Jake Herman. Herman collects it. Herman wants somebody, but Iggy is, in the unmarked shirt, is not able to make that cut downfield. So Mazer now finds Heyman in the middle. Heyman's got a man downfield, Jake Herman, but he's not able to find Enrico Johnson on the D there. It's successful enough. They want to stop Mazer. Terry gets it over to Webb. Webb McBride wants Mazer for the goal shot. Is he going to get there? Yes, Mazer.
Mazer milking it, taking it all the way into the end zone. Had an opportunity to catch it. Probably would have been about 2 or 3 yards out. Let it go a little longer because he knew he had the space and just made the easy catch for the goal.
6-5 New York. After the milk from Christopher Mazer on the pass from Webster McBride and Lucas Murphy, who's made 2 unfortunate turnovers today on poaches he's going to have to figure out with his game, but laces the pull down, and Kolick with the disc to Keegan. Keegan Wodesh tries to create space on, looks like Stoddard out there. Gets it back to Kolick. Kolick up to Keegan. Keegan to Bellinger. This is going to be the main guys for these guys, especially with Moldenhauer out. Missing Kevin Moldenhauer is a factor for DC. We'll see later in the game if these guys get tired. Dulabon swings it. Bellinger, another swing.
We're getting some patient offense from the Current right now. Just working it back and forth horizontally across the field.
That was number 6, Bobby Gordon, before the big hammer. Oh, what a stick! Hello, Keegan goes up, just stuffs it. The smaller Jonathan Cox runs into him and just falls down. All right, we're just listening to Coach Q telling his defense not to let Washington, D.C. get in a rhythm. But now it's the offense that's going to have to respond here to the D.C. score. 6-6, 4 minutes left in the second quarter. Christopher Mazer with the disc. Faust with the cut, but is not able to get there. Avergan instead with the disc. A little mix-up here. Muck here, because Moich able to get it. Now they're going to try to shut down. Ryan Todd on Mazer here is the match. They're kind of mixing up and matching. Before we saw all their players on him, but Todd right now, a shorter, faster, quicker defender. Get an open man downfield, but no. Hunt Alcott's going to... He's going to have to... Ooh, close there. Big bid from Cantor is unsuccessful on Faust. Up to Heyman. Heyman's got a man. He's going to put that there. This should be an easy goal for Hunt Alcott, and it is.
Hunt Alcott, in his first game with the Rumble, able to pull in a goal.
So after the 4-1 lead from New York, this has been a back... Oh, we got a call here. Looks like there's going to be an offsides call. Sorry, no, it's...
Delay.
It's a delay of game. You need to pull within 45 seconds. You're right, it's a delay of game. And we've seen this often. This happens about once or twice a game, Adam. Fortunately, not the offsides. We talked to the referee crew earlier, and offsides would set you to the reverse brick. So DC would have the disc on the 30 approximately. But just with this offsides, the first time they just move back 10, and they pull 10 yards back, and DC moves up 10. So here's the pull again from New York.
That 10 yards can make a big difference on this field, although Wycus is still able to get it within 5 yards of the under red zone line.
Yeah, it didn't cost him too much, it turns out, but it's never a good thing. Keegan with the disc. Keegan gets it up to Wodach. Wodach looking. He's going to have to... he moves in a quick swing up to Kolick with Joe Anderson on him. And Kolick drops it back down. Nice lefty release, a little low. Oh, he can't come up with it. Little too low there for Dulabon. McComb sort of led him, and he could have gotten there, Dulabon, but got both hands on it and unable to pick it up. Instead, he hits to Cox. Cox gets it over to Wycus. Wycus fakes it, wants to drop it to Littauer, and does not. Instead, gets up to Joe Smash, who is creating space out there. Joe Smash lifts it off to Baker, but no. The timing on the New York's D-line and trying to get in the end zone is still a little bit ugly right now.
That's 2 throwing turnovers for Joe Smash in this game so far.
He had Baker open, and Baker couldn't quite get around to it. So now here's the DC O-line back again. Bellinger with the disc. Up to Wodach, who's got space. It's tough on these turnovers, Adam, because you get tired.
Oh, yeah, the field is huge. It's impossible to cover that kind of ground.
Ooh,
another one.
Keegan can't get there. This is a chance. Wycus, he's got Cox. Oh, he gets clocked. Let's see if there's a call.
The Rumble had a fast break opportunity there.
We're trying to decide if this is a flagrant or not. And I think it is going to be a flagrant. I didn't see that. Do you see how he did it look like it was unintentional? And
it didn't look intentional to me. It looked like Keegan was just coming through trying to get
Was
position.
it Keegan that hit him?
Yeah, Keegan ran right through Wycus. I mean, it didn't look intentional to me. It looked like he was just trying to get his position back.
Oh, right, because, okay, we saw Jonathan Cox cutting deep. Now, we talked also with the referees, and they said that you can't pick your own player. So defense can't cause picks. It has to be on the offense.
I think we had a timeout by the New York Rumble.
So it was no flagrant foul. As Adam was just talking about, Keegan was just trying to get to his man Cox, who kind of cut through the stack there and ran Keegan into Wycus with the disc. And a timeout by New York gets their offense on the field, which is what has really got to be exciting for Coach Q and Webster McBride here with the disc. And he's got a lot of left. He's got a big repertoire to score from this distance. He wants Heyman. He has to drop it back. Oh, miscommunication. He tries to jam it into Mazer, but the defense of David Cranston is right there. And that was a mistake by New York that they would want to have back. And now their O-line is stuck having to guard DC here. Streaking Johnson. Let's see if it gets there. Oh, it's going to be an easy D, it looks like, for Robbie Gillis.
Robbie Gillis coming up big, getting the disc back for that O-line.
Johnson had the distance there, but Cranston not able to find him on the forehand, and it's a relatively easy D in this league for Robbie Gillis to get up there. Mazer wants it deep. Oh, he's got a big shot to Heyman. There's a man. Wodach is tracking after this, and it's going to go to no one. Wodach on the help side there, and it went too far for everyone. I don't know if this qualifies as a punt, but that's what it ends up as. And 7-6 game here, a minute and a half. The clock is ticking down. Keegan is going to pick up the disc for DC with Jody Avergan on him. Not exactly known for his wheels. And let's see, Wodach is going to try to make a break. Nulati is going to guard him downfield. Wodach comes back under instead. Now he's got Rico Johnson again going downfield, guarded by Gillis. Back to Keegan. Heyman's guarding very well there on Cantor. He wanted to swing it to, he's going to loft it up instead. But Wodach gets it. Wodach is a man again. Rico is trying to make that streak downfield, but he's been bottled up so far. Minute left.
Mazer coming up and put it on a physical mark.
Here it is. Here's the lift. And the D can't quite get there on time.
Webb not quite able to get there to get that D.
Looks like DC is going to use their last timeout of the half. Again, another smart timeout call when they're that close on the goal line. And it will give a chance for both teams to switch up their players and try to get the best line they can.
Get some fresh legs out there.
All right, we're coming back in here. Timeout call from DC, their last of the half. 7-6 New York. DC knocking on the door, 5 yards to a goal here. Alan Kolak, one of the main scorers in the MLU, with a nice quick lefty release, is going to be guarded by Joe Anderson. Calvin Ong goes up line, wants to come back. He's also well guarded. Oh, the count's getting up high. He has to dump it back down to Schaffner. Schaffner is looking for something. 40 seconds. Enough time here. They're moving backwards. Bellinger, the Baker, wants to go high. Oh, it's a great. Keegan gets up there and goal. Kolik slips by. The main handler collects the goal shot. Well, Adam, what we're seeing here is a match as expected. A close, tight game between two rivals in their first meeting, 7-7. And if anything goes as New York wants it, they are playing ugly, both teams, and New York wants to win ugly. Says that that's something they feel they're okay, they're cool with. But more importantly, they want to score right here with 30 seconds left in the half. 25, I should say. There's the bid, but Faust is going to put this too low, though.
Laser. And we got the layout D by Chip Cobb.
try. He had Kuzmo. It's just 12 seconds left, so that's not going to hurt them too much. The clock keeps running when he goes out of bounds. That's a fortunate break for DC. If that disc was caught by Chip Cobb, that's a different thing. But now 6 seconds left. Schaffner's going to have to punt this if he even realizes the time is going down, which he doesn't. 1 second, and that's the end of the half. So it doesn't cost him too much, Adam, but still not a very pretty look there from New York.
No, we're just looking at a 7-7 game going into halftime, and like you said, this has been an ugly, gritty, and grinding game for New York and DC.
Hometown team, New York Rumble, also at 1-3 and about to receive the disc here at Union City High School in Union City, New Jersey, with a look at the behind us, which you won't quite be able to see, but it's the Empire State Building lit up on New York City skyline, very beautiful behind us. And well, Adam, we had an ugly first half, and but New York was telling me that they're cool with that. They think they're forcing DC into ugly play, and
yeah, we were talking to Mazer at halftime, and he seemed to think this is the way that this team is going to win. They're not going to win with pretty ultimate. They're going to win by making the other team work as hard as possible and really, really grinding every point out.
Right, exactly. And so, New York is expecting that this grind is going to wear out on DC, whereas they're going to be prepared for it on the New York side. Here's a layout from Kuzmo. It's the Mazer, who's now in power position to throw it, and does. Lays it up there for Heyman, who's got, it hangs up a little bit. Oh, wow. Oh, the layout. Oh.
We almost had an amazing grab by Hunt Alcott coming over and trying to pick up the trash.
The tip disc, Heyman, I think, misjudged a little bit that he had two defenders coming over to him and went up a little bit later than expected, and DC tips the disc. I want to say Wodach came over for the help there, and Hunt Alcott tried to track it down and unable to, and to start the half again, ugly play results in a turnover, and DC's defense now with the disc. Streaker and Johnson, who is uncovered downfield, they're going to have to find him now, and Heyman picks up Johnson now, and Schaffner drops it down to Keegan. Keegan looking back to Schaffner.
We got Muck.
Schaffner's going to rip it with a big forehand. He's got a wide open Wodach on a miscommunication. Mazer's not able to get there. He was nowhere near him. Oh.
And Jeff Wodach with the wide open drop. I don't believe it.
I'm sorry. Hunt Alcott was guiding him there and lost him. Wodach had no one around him, and the total openness must have distracted him. We got a pick call here now. So this disc is going to go back. And
it looked like Sean Keegan got picked by Hunt Alcott right there.
Bosco here, number 26, we're seeing him on the field for the first time. Mazer with the disc. He's got an open man downfield, Muck, but Kuzmoch is going to have to come under instead. Heyman with it, trying to find somebody now. The count's getting up high for Dan Heyman. He's going to lay it out the space to Mazer, who's able to find the space for that. And he saw a man downfield, but it was actually the referee, so now he has to swing it back to Bosco, who makes the pick off the turf very nicely there. Gets it to Kevin Terry. While the defense for DC is shutting down their handlers, forcing some tough throws here from New York. But they're still able to hang on. Bosco swings it over to Kuzmoich. Number one, he's got this now. He's got Heyman, who wants it back. Heyman's got the legs. Wodach isn't going to get there. Goal for New York Rumble. Okay, so again, 2.5 minutes go off the clock, but New York on offense is able to get the disc back after Wodach inexplicably loses the disc. Rare to see that from such a high-caliber player, really to see from any of these guys, and you'll unlikely to see that again for the rest of the season. But the loss gives the disc back to New York, is able to score, and now DC again down by 1. Kolik gets it up, and now we've got the disc in the hands of Dulaban. Dulaban looking to swing it over to a wide-open Eric Salmi. Salmi has to drop it back down to Ong. Ong to Dulaban. Dulaban gets it up to Kolik. Kolik's got somebody deep, and he finds him, does he? Baker with the D. Oh, he got tipped up and caught. Baker read that, baited him in there. And I want to say, is that Schaffner that went down there for it?
No, it's Bobby Gordon out there coming down with the big grab off of the D by Rob Baker.
Okay, so DC keeping it exciting out here. It seems like there's not a play that goes by without some form of excitement or tip disc or big play happening from both sides here. And Gordon with a fantastic play to come back to that disc after Baker tipped it up. And here's a pretty good-looking pull. This sails in really nicely. Deep, high, hanging. A lot of time for DC to come down with their defense and try to shut down Christopher Mazur with the disc right here for the Rumble. Heyman, who's had to be a playmaker today, and that's not a problem for him, gets it up high, but Faust climbs the ladder for it. Faust with Nulati underneath. Has to swing it back instead to Terry, but now Terry's guarded. Ooh, and Avergan with the lefty stick tries to do basketball, move it. Oh, gets it back over to Kevin Terry. Terry's got Nulati up the line here. Nulati with the disc. Has a man, but no, can't get to him. Oh, looks like there's a marker foul. And Hazara on the body contact with Nulati is going to give him 10 yards. And Nulati is, well, still moving it up here. That's New York out of position. Swings it to Mazur, who gets bodied a little bit by Keegan, but gets the swing out to Avergan, to Kevin Terry. Terry looking. Mazur is being tightly guarded. Breaks the mark for a swing out to Gillis. Gillis to Heyman. Heyman looking for Mazur, who's wide open, but he can't find them. Instead, just plays it patiently. Avergan looking for something. Dishes it instead to Mazur, who is everywhere. Mazur's got Nulati. Goal!
New York Rumble just dumping and swinging. Such patient offense going right around in the red zone, just going back and forth across the field until they can find an opening to really get an easy goal.
Lucas Murphy with the pool. And looks like Calvin Ong is going to let this sit. And it lays in. So maybe a mistake there by Calvin Ong. Gets it up quickly to Kolick. Kolick swings it out to Salmi. Salmi's got a man downfield. Is he going to put it? No. He's going to holster it and get it back up to Kolick. Kolick's going to show the disc and lay it up there for Ong, guarded by Murphy. Ong puts it too far. He wants a call out that he's going to get it. Disc is going to come back.
We got a foul call on Lucas Murphy on that huck. Disc comes back. Looks like the disc will be getting checked in just shy of the 50-yard line.
Kolick being guarded by Joe Anderson. Murphy and Kolick gets open on Anderson and with this lefty look here, gets it up to Ryan Todd. Todd looking for a man. Dulamani had for a second there. Kolick trying to get open. Does on the up the line cut. Able to juke out Anderson, fakes the hammer. Now he's trying to figure out what he wants. He has to dump it back, however, to Bellinger. Bellinger fakes the quick swing. There's a D up there. Oh, Cox got in there very fast, but a great play by Eric Salmon to get up with that. Another throw through the middle is contested. This looks a little low, and Bellinger is upset with himself. An open man, and he just puts it too low. And now the defense for New York has had a lot of problems in the first half. Uh-oh, this is going to be trouble. Well,
Joe Anderson trying to throw that deep throw to Rob Baker, and it just wasn't working. He threw it too low and went too far.
Team's still trying to find itself there. He's got that laser throw, and that's twice he and Baker haven't been able to get on the same page on that. One time Baker was trying to cut to the side, and Anderson was trying to hit him in the same place, and at that point he thought Baker was going, and he wasn't going. So here it is, back on defense for New York, and Kolick, the man with the disc, and he's the primary handler for DC. We got a contact foul on Anderson on Kolick, and they're going to get 10 yards on this. It was close to a stall count, but Anderson got the arm on Kolick, and Kolick's going to move it up. And Dulabon making a lot of cuts out there. Referees are talking. I'm not sure what I
think they're just discussing the spot.
Okay, Kolick moves it in, gets it to Ryan Todd, longtime handler from out of the Boston area, actually. He's a veteran of the game and in his 30s. Ong with a big break mark over Lucas. Swings it out to the sideline. Beautiful little dishy there. Up to Bellinger, who's not got a chance to redeem himself.
Weitzman on the mark.
Bellinger to Ong. Ong swings it to wide. Whoa, another one. Was that really
Bobby
another?
Gordon?
Did Gordon lose that in the lights?
Maybe. You can use whatever excuse you want. Bobby Gordon just dropped the disc, and he was wide open.
I look down at my paper, and I look up, and it's another just, unexpected turnover from DC, who's... Oh, now this is an interesting one. Here he goes.
Joe.
Oh, did he get that? Oh,
Lucas Murphy going horizontal, pulling down the IO flick. Joe Anderson puts it in front of him for the goal.
Well, after the highlight reel play on the IO flick from Joe Anderson, that Murphy somehow inexplicably is able to pick up his old longtime friend and teammate from 10 years ago and gives them a 2-goal cushion now. And let's see if DC can respond. A quick look here. Keegan gets it in, and that's to Cranston. Cranston's going to dish it up to Wodach, who gets it in for the goal. Great response from DC after the absolutely marvelous play from New York that really got the crowd into it, and that's a wonderful way to respond by them. Okay, so DC closes it to 10-9. Not entirely unexpected, Adam. This game's been so back and forth here. You know, DC hasn't yet been able to get the lead. They've been playing from behind the entire game. We saw them 2 weeks ago play from behind against the Spinners and claw their way back to win that game. So this isn't something that's out of their reach by any stretch of the imagination.
No, not at all. That game against the Spinners, they were down by 3 early. They were able to constantly be they were battling back the whole time, able to tie the game up several times, and just not until the end of the game were they able to take the lead.
Oh, Heyman's got he's got a look here. He sails it a little much for Nulati. No, Nulati's going to get the distance. Oh, what a play by Nulati! Amon Nulati goes up and comes down with it from the Heyman forehand. A DC player's down. It looks like it's Schaffner. I think he's going to be all right, though. He's just disappointed that Nulati was able to rise up into the air, 2 hands, and make the play.
That was a great bid by the defense. They came so close, but Nulati was able to get up high and pull it down.
Okay, 2 fantastic plays from New York now. We've seen Nulati there rises up, and the big plays right now are going to New York, but it's only a 2-goal lead in DC with the disc. Keegan, who's a big playmaker for DC. Wodach is streaking. The big hammer comes over to him. Finally, they're using that hammer. Oh, but no. Too much. I like the look to break it to the other side of the field at him. But it was a little too far, and Wodach kind of had to stop in his tracks and try to reel it in, and it just sailed on him. And now the disc is back in New York's hands with Lucas Murphy holding it right now.
Yeah, Sean Keegan there trying to really use the width of the field, throwing that hammer across. A little bit of a misread by Wodach, and he wasn't able to pull it down.
Jonathan Cox with the disc. Gets it up to Baker. Baker looking for Anderson. Anderson comes down with it. Anderson wants a deep shot to Wykus. Timeout call. Good call by New York, again, to try to just get this disc in on the O-line. They're going to switch up and put the O-line in almost for sure. Okay, so we're breaking out of the timeout call here by New York.
We're going to have Chris Mazer picking up the disc. We got Kevin Terry. We got Muck Kuzmowitz.
Kuzmowitz. Sounds about right. Is it Kuzmowitz or Kuzmowitz? How do you say it? You say Kuzmowitz.
Kuzmowitz. That's what I'm going to do.
We'll just go with Muck.
Muck. Right off of the penalty, Gillis walking the disc up. Right as the disc is checked in, Mazer has the awareness to see his defender is not paying attention, and he's able to burn him up line for the goal.
Lucas Murphy with the pull here. 12-9, 3-point lead now for New York here in their third game at home. Kolick with the disc for DC, and Joe Anderson again coming down to him. A little mix-up here. Keegan and Cox go down in the backfield, in the upfield, but are back on their feet. Kolick gets it. Oh, gosh, he lays it too far, but that's going to work out, actually. As
Ryan Todd able to pull that one down.
Yeah, and gets it up to Keegan, who's able to rise up, rips it deep. Is it going to be too far is the question now. It's going to sail on perfectly for Wodach. Beautiful throw. Absolutely on the money.
Wodach just had Baker beat there by about 3 or 4 yards. And we had a perfect throw from Keegan, hitting him right in stride. Rob Baker had no chance.
Okay, well, DC again responds quickly. Keegan to Wodach. It seems, Adam, when their offense works well, it's quick. And when it doesn't, it's like a turnover.
Yeah, their team very much, I'm not going to say they rely on the huck and the deep throw, but they know how to use it, and they use it well.
Well, New York here with 43 seconds left, so they do not want to turn it over, is the absolute God's truth here. Gets it up to Faust, who fakes the hammer and gets it down to Avergan, who's got a streaker, but no, decides to holster it again. 30 seconds left. So now they're in a good position to score. Ooh, whoa, he toes the line. He gets it in. Kevin Terry just keeps his feet just in bounds. 23 seconds. The no look to Mazer. Collects it.
That was almost the same exact goal as last time. Mazer able to burn his man up the line and catches it right in between two current defenders for the goal.
Hey, Adam. So coming in here, I talked to Will Smolinski, the assistant coach who's filling in for, he's been here the whole time, I'm sorry, but he's the head coach today with Moldenauer being out. And they wanted to shut down Mazer. He's the linchpin is the words that he used exactly.
Yeah, he talked about the need to shut down the Rumble handlers, and honestly, that just hasn't happened today. Mazer has been able to do whatever he wants on the field.
Schaffner with the big put. 3 seconds. It's good if it goes. And it's caught by Baker instead, who tries to huck it, but it's too late for that.
Didn't quite get it off in time, and they're going to go for it anyway.
And that's the end of the third quarter. 13-10 for New York. Great, exciting quarter for New York to stretch what was a tie game at half into a 3-goal lead. Alan Kolick with the disc for DC, down by 3.
Oh, we got, for the Rumble, they're changing up the defense a little bit. Joe Smash not guarding Kolick right now. They're putting Joe Smash on Ong, and Jonathan Cox is taking Colin.
That's you, Lucas.
Uh-oh, and so far it works. Bellinger again with a low throw, and Littauer will come over to pick it up for New York to Joe Anderson. Anderson with the disc, and this could be a convincing goal right here. 4-goal lead at this late in the game. Although it's just the start of the fourth quarter, it's going to be a backbreaker. Is that Bronner?
That's Jesse Bronner with the disc right now, getting it right back.
Bronner, a big lefty. Smash gets it to Ross Littauer's got 2 guys there. Takes his time, patient with the disc, and swings it back to Murphy, who lays it out to Bronner. Bronner, another lefty out here. Lucas has got to get some space. Lucas has got to get open. Lucas finally gets open, and Lucas swings it back to him. And he's got Jonathan Cox for the goal.
Jonathan Cox taking it right to them, going to the open
Going
side.
right to Kolick, really, yeah.
Right
Kolick.
on Kolick.
Okay, folks, 14-10. And New York now with a comfortable lead, especially for them. I don't think they've led 4 points all season. It's been a gritty season to start here in Game 5 here. Keegan with the disc. Oh, what a D! Jonathan Cox gets into the face of Wodach. I'm sorry, into the gut there, and is able to kind of waist-high lay out, bid it into the end zone. If he caught that, it would have been a Callahan. He was right up in there.
Now, Jonathan Cox last week against the Spinners was able to come up with 3 huge overtime goals, and right now, oh my God, coming up huge for the Rumble, getting that D and getting the score for the bookends to go up 15-10 in the fourth quarter.
Okay, Rumble with an exciting point again on defense, 2 in a row now. Jonathan Cox scores 2. So far in the fourth quarter, Cox has a D and 2 goals. So making an impact on this game, that is for sure.
Yeah, Jonathan Cox is really Mr. Clutch for this team, it seems, this year. Coming up with those 3 big goals last week in overtime and 3 huge plays in this fourth quarter already, and we still have 8 minutes and 20 seconds to go.
And, he's got some shoes to fill in a way because Milo Snyder, one of their main key defensive layout kings out there, got hurt with a shoulder sprain last week in the Spinners game.
Yeah, and it looks like he'll be out for the rest of the
season. Out for the season, Milo Snyder, one of the keys to this team from New York. A zone for New York right now to try to slow down DC. We'll see if this works. The zones have been difficult in MLU and have proven to be mostly ineffective. Schaffner with the disc now. Schaffner looking for Onk. Schaffner up the line. Instead, hangs it up too high, and it bounces off the receiver. Boy, he just popped it up in the air a little bit too much for Cranston, and Cranston can't quite come down with that. It was up high, and again, New York with the chance. Anderson does not throw this one to Baker. Instead, wow, body on that.
He got it to Weitzman. Weitzman throwing it to Baker up line, who gets the body but is still able to pull the disc in.
And no call, which is a good no call. I think both players are in a relative position there. Littauer's going to have to track this down and cannot. The overthrow from Bronner gives it a short field, and it looks like it should be a goal here from DC. Keegan finds his man Bellinger for the goal. Okay, here's the pull from DC. 7 minutes left in the game, Adam. And they're going to have to do something to... Their defense is going to have to get them into this game right now.
Yeah, their defense is going to have to get a few stops and put in some breaks if they're going to chop into this lead at all.
Where is Brian Marshall? We have not seen Marshall make an impact on this game yet. Yeah, he's on the field right now,
yeah,
number 22.
Early in the game, we saw him with a D and a score, but in the second half, he's really been of minimal impact.
It's guarding Ben Faust right now, and this is the time when they're going to want Marshall to get a block. Working it to Kevin Terry. Here's Terry right now with the disc after Nilati got it. And gets it up to Faust. Fakes the deep look, but had Nilati actually, through the middle.
Ryan
no call.
Todd coming through with a big D on Chris Mazer, that was.
Yeah, Ryan Todd leaked off of his man, and actually his man was Mazer, and was able to get, no, I don't think his man was Mazer, but he leaked into there, and now that's the turn that DC needs. They need a few more of those, but Todd gets it up, moves it upfield, got it to Rico Johnson, number 55 with the disc. Looking for an up the line cut, and he had it, but couldn't get there. A little low, but no problem for Marshall.
Gilly seemed to be looking for the stall call there.
Minor with the disc. Astro gets it in. And looks like it's another drop from DC. This is uncharacteristic.
Cantor not able to pull that one in on the layout bid.
Neely lays it into him to the end zone, and Cantor, who had it in his hands, kind of bobbled it and down to the turf. And another unfortunate turnover for DC, who's going to be regretting that these mistakes might just cost them the game.
Kevin Terry able to find Heyman up the field.
Back to Avergan. 5 minutes left. Avergan's going to put it deep. He's got Mazer wide open. Does he sail it? Does Mazer milk this? He's got a man behind him.
Oh! Mazer didn't even know that man was there. That's Brian Marshall going for the D, unable to get it, and Mazer catches it on the way down for the goal.
It's been that kind of game for DC, Adam. Every play has gone New York's way.
Yeah, the disc isn't floating their way, so to speak.
Adam, I just haven't seen this. It's just, I mean, so many turns have gone against DC. We've seen 3 drops by them. Marshall, who makes this fantastic tracking down a wide-open Mazer to get the D, and Mazer had no idea who was there, and he was still able to somehow come with the disc. Every bounce is going the way of the home team here in this pivotal 1-3 battle. So 5 minutes left in the game, 16-13. Kolick with a disc finds Cranston downfield. Cranston's looking for Wodach, but has to drop it back to Ong. Calvin Ong with the disc, looking for Kolick. He finds him. Yes, no, yes. Feet down. Kolick with the crafty feet.
Back called in on the toe drag.
Back to Bellinger. Bellinger to Wodach. Looks like we got a whistle. Find out what's going on with that.
Looks like another marking foul by Joseph Anderson. We get Wodach moving up 10 yards. Only 5 yards out. Oh, moved him back a little more. 8 yards outside of the end zone.
Wodach out of Bucknell. Kolick out of William and Mary, who gives a give and go on the left D flick deep to it's Dulabon, I want to say. Rob Dulabon pulls that down.
Rob Dulabon pulling it in on the break side again.
16-12. And, well, this game that started off ugly has been pretty for New York here in the second half.
Yeah, New York has really been able to stretch this lead. Again, they're up 16-12 right now. Only 4.5 minutes left in this game. Bosco catching the pole.
I'll tell you one thing, though, Adam. This is an unknown position for this team. The Rumble have not had to milk a lead, and this is where it gets a little risky. Throws like that. Oh! But, again, every disc is going their way.
Yeah, that one just out.
Just over Marshall again, and Faust able to collect it.
Yep, just out of his reach.
And Heyman wants the score to Muck, and Kuzmowicz collects the goal. Out wide, and Heyman excited.
Yeah, Heyman able to get that flat around backhand off over to the opposite sideline, and Muck just too fast running over there and coming down with the goal.
Okay, here's the put. Wycus rips it downfield for New York, now up with the 5-goal lead, and Schaffner rips it deep to Wodach. Looks like it's going to tail out the other way, and it doesn't even come back onto the field of play. And again, nothing quite going right for DC, as they're probably starting to have a little bit of flashback of the Boston game.
Yeah, it's looking like they're getting a little desperate. That looked like a little bit of a forced huck to me. Wodach wasn't that open, and he just jacked it out of bounds. Oh, and an uncharacteristic turnover for the Rumble.
Weitzman can't quite come up with it, and Ong picks up the turnover, gets it over to Bellinger. Bellinger up to Wodach. Wodach to Ong. Ong, yes, finds his man. Too high? No. Dillabon makes a nice up-high lefty grab over his defender, Jonathan Cox, for the score. Calvin Ong to Rob Dillabon. Got to preserve possession. Every point is important here, just to hold the disc. You got 3 minutes left, and you still got to make plays, and the most important thing is not turning it over.
Absolutely. 4-point lead is a good amount, especially this late in the game, but you never know. This current team has been able to put together a few really quick scores, and the Rumbles certainly do not want that to happen right now.
You want your all-state good hands team, Kuzmowicz, and looks like there's a body foul on Calvin Ong. Interesting, they've got their Ong and Keegan and Kolek. They have their O-line here playing D. DC's O-line, Wodach, their guys have got to be getting tired out here, as that rotation is staying the same. Kuzmowicz cannot find space, and the longer arms of Ong able to really stuff up Kuzmowicz. Oh, and there's the lace from Kolek. Goal, Ong.
And right there, exactly what I was talking about. Quick score for the current, brings it to only a 3-point lead with 2:47 left in the game.
They're going to need every possession to count now, DC. I think any more score from New York might just be the nail in the coffin with the time on the clock at 2:47. So, Adam, we just saw their O-line play D, and to pretty good success there.
Yeah, and it looks like they're keeping that same line out there, more or less. You still got Wodach, Keegan, you got
Eric Miner, number 17.
Yep, Astro is out there.
Schaffner, I believe, is out there.
And Kolnick is still out there as well.
Yeah, Kolek into Faust now. Faust lays it out to Heyman. A big bid there, but not able to get it as Cranston, and swings it instead to Terry for New York. Terry up to Gillis. They're going to have to put everything onto this now. Gillis looking upfield. He didn't get to the push pass to Heyman. Heyman fakes one way. He wants up the line. Ooh, wow. Another big bid.
Back-to-back push passes.
And, oh,
Heyman not able to pull in the big layout bid there.
The give and go from Mazer to Dan Heyman, and Heyman thought he had it. We all thought he had it. And he hits the ground, and the disc pops out. And now here's DC again with 2 minutes left, with the chance to, again, close the gap. Neely up to Wodach. Wodach, a little too high. Should be an easy D, and it is. Collected by Ben Faust. Well, that mistake could be the one, Adam.
Yeah, the Rumble able to capitalize.
They look like it, too. You see DC looks a little disoriented. They got 3 guys guarding Chris Mazer right now. That's not needed. Mazer finds his open man, which is Jody Avergan. Back to Heyman. They're going to just play keep away right now, and they're keeping it away. To Nalati, to Mazer, who doesn't look tired at all, even though he's played just about every offensive point. No, he has played every offensive point, and some D points when there's a timeout called. Terry now is trapped. Now they need Mazer. Where is he? This could be too far for him. No, he gets to it. Terry finds him somehow.
Yep, Terry able to float that one in there.
Heyman's going to put it up for the goal shot. Oh, D'd up by Kolek. Got a little too greedy on the shot to Ben Faust, and Kolek able to read it in the timeout call from the DC Current. Okay, we're coming back in. Adam and I were just discussing a little bit about how at some point, we might start seeing some rule changes where there's varied forms of scoring, point scoring, where a 2-point play or goals are counted as 3, normal goals as 1, something like that, where close games that are relatively close at the end can still be a little more exciting for the viewer. But right now, Schaffner and Keegan run into each other. But Schaffner comes down with them, so I don't think that is. I'm going to call body contact. It was Keegan. Yeah. Schaffner. Out by Anderson. 40 seconds left on the clock.
Lucas Murphy poaching the lane. And it pays off. The throw to Keegan was overthrown. Jesse Bronner coming down with the catch block. Dishing it to Rob Baker.
Baker lays it out to Anderson, who is collected by Murphy, however, on the overthrow. Murphy just taking his time here. 20 seconds left. The DC current looks diffused right now. Up the line to Murphy, who just lays it in there to Littauer. They're just ticking down the seconds right now, folks. This is going to be the Rumble's second win in a row. They're going to be excited. They're going to go into, we're going to find out later on if they're going to have a tie for second place right now. And the game is over. There's your final, folks. Hey, what a game from New York. They really gutted out the first half. They had a lead the whole time, never gave it up, played tough, really tired down, wore down the DC Current. And it paid off with the victory here at home at the Union City High School Stadium.
It's exactly the kind of game the Rumble were looking for today. An ugly game where both teams had to grind out for every single point. Everyone was hard working out there, and the Rumble were able to come out on top.